Hello, my name is Chris Henley, and I'm going over the questions for this week's assignment. The first question is, when you describe someone, you typically detail the virtues they exhibit, which are aligned to their character. Describe 4 personal virtues you possess, 1 from each domain: civic, moral, performance, and intellectual. So for the moral virtue, I feel that I possess respect, because we are all made in God's image, and we all deserve that basic respect. And then that is the fundamentals towards everything else. For the civic virtue is neighborliness. I'm a very friendly person, and I feel that as a community, we should be able to be friendly to each other and be able to lean on each other in certain situations. The performance virtue is the determination. I am very determined with my goals, and I'm very goal-driven in that aspect. And then the intellectual virtue is the open-mindedness. I feel that if we're able to change perspective, learn, and to welcome in other views and other people, you have to have an open mind. So the next question is, discuss how each of your 4 virtues will help you in creating an inclusive classroom. So again, the respect aspect, it is the ability to welcome in everybody and to value their voice, and to value what they have to say as well, and their perspectives. With having that, it gives the ground rules and the base of an inclusive classroom. So for neighborliness, it brings in with the respect, but also at the same time, it shows that warm welcome, and that everybody feels at ease in the classroom. So the determination aspect, or that virtue, goes into overcoming obstacles and welcoming in other mindsets and cultures, and some things that may or may not align with me, but having that determination to create and to maintain that inclusive classroom is important. And then the open-mindedness is welcoming in other cultures and other mindsets and everybody else, all while having that respect. So the third question is, identify the virtues you believe are most critical in your role as an educator. How do these virtues align with the concept of imago Dei, recognizing the inherent worth, dignity, and potential of every student? So the 4 virtues that I chose was compassion. It gives the ability for teachers to empathize with students with their struggles, because students are always learning, and everything is new, whether it's emotional, psychological, educational, everything is new to them. So they may be going through some things, and having that compassion to sit down and hear them and maybe guide them into the right path on how to overcome those situations. The next one is respect, and that's to make sure every voice is heard and every perspective is valued, no matter what. Integrity, it shows a fairness and honesty, which solidifies the trust and the bond between the teachers and students. So I feel that that's important in that aspect. And then the perseverance, pushing persistence through challenges, which it benefits students with different abilities and how they feel fully supported. So being able, and then also on the teacher's aspect, by having these different cultures, different mindsets, and as a new educator, you have to have that perseverance to overcome these new obstacles. So, and then how these virtues line up with imago Dei is the compassion aspect, is that every person is made in the image of God, and that with their struggles, they matter, and they're important because we are all made in the image of God. So the respect is with everyone made in the image of God. That means everyone deserves that basic respect because we are the direct mirror of God. So we deserve that basic respect across the board. The integrity is to reside and live in God's image. It means to tell the truth and to have a good sense of morality. That's just the basic aspect of being a good person. And then the perseverance is being in God's image means that we are capable and need that growth. So question 4 is, what does character formation mean to you? So character formation is a form of what makes a person. Is the obstacles and experiences and examples that we see within the classroom or outside, or our parents, of what gauge us and create us of who we are as a person, and how we gauge morality, good and bad, right and wrong. And then in connection with belief is number 4. Yeah. In connection with belief, we are made in the image, in the image of God. Character formation is included with living your life reflecting God's goodness. So in the religious aspect, our character formation is living by God's word and then living in his image. 2, 4, 5. So question 5 is, explain 2 to 3 strategies you will use to foster character formation in the classroom. Discuss how you will integrate these strategies naturally in your curriculum and classroom environment. So what I was thinking and how I would incorporate it is that from the natural aspect is be the example of what I encourage my students to be. Is have that integrity and that respect and that compassion to others. And with that being a good example, they in turn will reflect that. And then into the curriculum aspect, I would be asking the students to write about characters, morality, or other character attributes they possess, like them being able to self-reflect. And then maybe we're going over a book, or in an example or a situation of teaching history, have them write about or think about the character formation or the character of a specific high-profiled individual. And then the last question is what are some specific research and readings, tools, resources, or trainings you might use to further your own character development? So some things I would use to strengthen or learn more character could be through my church. Being able to communicate with the pastor and then the older individuals and the leaders within the church, ask them about situations that I feel that I can work on, and seeing how I can lean on my faith and lean on other members of the church to strengthen those weaknesses. And then I would also lean on and discuss with my mentors in education on how I can better myself in the classroom and the curriculum itself. So there it is. Thanks for watching.